So I decided to explain articles 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30 together so that we can finish up with the part 1 and then we move on to part 2, which is the emergency powers. Now, Article 26. Article 26 is cultural rights and practices. We have different tribes in Ghana, and all these tribes has their cultural practices. So Article number 26, the Constitution is in such a way that it is talking about everything in Ghana and how it should be done the right way. So everything is inside this Constitution that I'm educating you guys about. So cultural rights and practices. Clause number 1. Every person is entitled to enjoy practices. Let me start again. Every person is entitled to enjoy practices, profess, maintain, and promote any culture, language, tradition, or religion, subject to the provision of this Constitution. And inti sɛ woyɛ ayigboni wo culture bi a wo nananom de to hɔ a wobɛnyini bɛtoyɛ no amammerɛ yɛ ntontwene wobɛdi wɔ amammerɛ ɛso mo culture no mo kasa nti na Ghana kasa hodoɔ bebree wɔ Ghana no ɛno nti ne nyinaa no ɛwɔ Constitution no mu a na meka to sɛ wokɔ court na lawyers kasa wɔ hɔ a ensuro sɛ lawyer no judge no ka ɔmo kasa a ɔmo kosua ne sukuu mu na kache no say saa kasa no de you don't be na wonti ase kache no say me I don't understand emom no metimi kro mu kasa but minim Constitution nti momma me what they say momma me obi obetirichiri mu akyere me interpreter na me am defend me ho e court ha ye de asem to so what the bone you are supposed to go to the court and defend yourself enya da bia na eso onye obi ma ne defend wo e bia obi kro defend wo ntimi nhunu asem ne kan yi nti wow na bi hunu wasem ka eno nti eya na wahye sa hono so all customary practices which dehumanize or are injurious to the physical and mental well-being of a person are prohibited. Not just a cultural practices be a ebiti nipa fa hudie so ebema inipa bi kura no amamre bi ho aya na sometime no eya na ehu itimi kura you know what I'm talking about. So amamre bi a ebekotia enipa bi ebetietie enipa bi fa ahodie so ebetumi kura ma enipa bi apra enya problem ni ade no Constitution no emma ho kwan nti ukodru ba bi na amamre bi ho omo ye cultural practices bi na wo hwe na say yetieti enipa bi ho a then it means you have to draw the attention of the Supreme Court or the court of law that is close to the vicinity so that the necessary actions will be taken to, dress up such situations. Constitution Article 27, women's right, Emma Efa Hudi, Emma Sadebe Bitumi, protect women's rights. And also, Article number 1, special care shall be accorded to the mothers during a reasonable period before and after childbirth. During those periods, working hours shall be accorded pay leave. Into a baby away adwuma. Enya ba adwuma nko ahụ. Baby away adwuma bia no se du time awonye mu a. Esese woni wo mo kasa se wayemre ukwa kwotena fie kakra. Into omo mpesi kakra emfama ho na omo mfa support o. What you say? Inti ema bibiri no edu sa atem na da oma be stress out. Ema bibiri timi ewo ntem ne ade nkoda ne bi kura ho a the development become poor no because maame no eho no or started the adwendwene to no so abra na koda na nya 6 months say ye me ba be ko fie die na me kwakwa kudi what yes oba bi nso ye for so no ma na ye adwuma ma da awo e kan no ansa na yi ja no say onko you have to know your rights. Any job that you are doing in Ghana, let them know that hey, I know my rights. The Constitution says I can take some maternity leave and go home. But on top of that, you have to receive my payments, and they have to be based on the Constitution. Refer them to Article 27, and they have to compensate you for that. Article 27, clause number 2. Facilities shall be provided for the care of children below school going age to enable women who have the traditional care for children realize their full potential. Nti esanka you produce schools on say we ni sheda ni Ghana you free bibi daycare no new school a enkwada na kwakwa kusua they just go there to sit there and you say you provide the schools emra ema ho kwa ma ya build daycare na enkwada wo ma me kwadwuma no ya je wo na ye do wo matena fie na ya hwe wo na omma me pon adwuma ba no oba be fa wo mu kofie enkoda bia omunnu time esese wo mu ko school say ya na school ne be started 5 years and 6 years ni ade typically Ghana no 5 years 6 years no na enkoda ne ko school but before that no they will be in daycare nti o hwe me na nso yo ba na wo se Ghana man ni mo ayede wunya adwuma enya ubetumi create bibi. It's all about looking into the system and creating some solutions to some problems. There's not a lot of daycare in Ghana. Emranema ho kwan say ubetimi create daycare no. Or you have to know this all the safety measures involved in creating a daycare to help the people out there, and you also get something out of it. Instead of roaming about in streets and become a prostitute here and there, you have to be useful to the country that you call yourself as a Ghanaian. You have to make sure Ghana is benefiting from you. You see what I'm saying? Article 27, clause number 3. Women shall be guaranteed equal rights to training and promotion without any impediments from any person. So, adia yadebe mo ba no be man so yesi yadema no. Esisie ewo ho na yesisi ma no dodo. Enu nti na saa emra we say ba yese ye ensure equal rights for the women. Nti na constitution no the only right that we have is women rights. We don't have men rights because omo hu say men man dey already omo sisi ma no. Nti yese ye de niam bi gu akwan mu na system no protect e ma no so e fa ahudie because Ghana man na nya fa ahudie dia na esese ni pe o man mu nyina timi enjoy fa ahudie. Enu nti na constitution no eba a kire how to live your life the right way. Nti yento aso Article 28, children's right. Just enkwada say boa no omo so omo ho to omo wo Ghana. Article number 28. Parliament shall enact such laws as are necessary to ensure that A. Every child has the right to the same measure of special care, assistance, and maintenance as is necessary for its development from its natural parents, except where those parents have effectively surrendered their rights and responsibilities in respect of the child in accordance with law. Nti akoda bia no esese o ho kwan se ne maame ne papa etumi ehwe ne yi akoda maame no papa nhwe yi no ese o ma emra o ma enipa bia ubetimi abo na mane asontie na emra enso etimi ne wawofo adi ti America akoda wanhwe obayi wo fia obetimi free police nti wote se America oye utimi bo ba na oba free police wo fia ma ne adiadia e ya Ghana constitution ne mum so but we don't know. People don't know that inti akoda bi ho ne ewo area ne maame mo ne papa no omusisi no. You can also come in, you can intervene and do something to save those children. What you say? Now be an akoda ni phone cry what the report to ama police. You yourself can go to the police station. Let them know no if you be akoda bi ti bia omo ha no. I think sakoda no hwa obenya problem to Mr. Momebo no. What you say? Because most children are growing out to be criminals, becoming armed robbers because of situation bi ano omu while they were young no. It will never depart from it created a mark in their brain. So they want to always revenge and do something evil in the system. So let us be mindful of that. B. Every child, whether or not born in wedlock, shall be entitled to a reasonable provision out of the estates of their parents. Nti akwadaa bia na sɛ ne maame yɛ wedding, sɛ ne maame ne papa yɛ wedding, so ɔmo anya wedding. Akwadaa no deɛ, he is entitled to a reasonable provision out of the estate of their parent. Nti fie bi a mo si no, ɛyɛ mo ma no ɛdea. Na me no na me yɛ ade bi sɛ maa ne bebree na ɔmo de question ne ba ne sɛ wɔne ne kunu wɔ japade na sɛ ne kunu wu a japade no ɔno nso ɔmpɛ sɛ busuafoɔ no besisi no. Na me ka kyerɛ no sɛ baby amo wɔ no kwa na bi a wo abrochira mo ma na mo wɔ mo abrochi no. You yourself, no, most of the time you want to go to Ghana because you have your friends. You grew up a little bit in Ghana. That is why you want to go to Ghana. But your children per se, no, if you have some life, well, give them better life in the UK. Give them better life in America here. Give them hope and better life in America and wherever you are. Ubano onko efie bi amosi ne Ghana mo ko ho ntokwa na awarefo amosi fie wo Ghana mo ko ho ntokwa. Mobano no wote America no se fie ne nka ne dadwene ho. Onu se de be ya obenyini no wonya dwuma papa bi aye. Na ne ho ato no America no. E na wo hwehwe. Until let us give that to them. Yeah, most of the time no aware mu nsensem no ema enkwada no distracted. Awade mu nsensem no ye japade ho ntokwa no. Ema no ema enkwada especially ebe wo mo abuchi o mo ye distracted. Na me die me gina japade se de be ya mi wu a me de be ma me ma be ma no nso gina japade wu a ne ma de a. Nti ya munya sa we see no. Questions ni audio so ba yi bibiri. That is the direction they want to head into. Na me say article no kwa me san take it time. Na ma ye ho teaching be 1 week so that I will speak more wisdom around that issue. What you say? Ti de nti akoda bia se ne maame ye ne maame ho ade se anya ne maame ho ade. Won de ne papa japade de ne hye si ye ne papa ho ade si anya ne papa ho ade. Won de ne maame japade ne hye ewu. Woni obi ni nkutokwa bia. Clause number 1, section C. Parents undertake their natural rights and obligation of care, maintenance, and upbringing of their children in cooperation with such institution as Parliament may by law prescribe in a manner that in all cases interests the children are paramount. Inti, not just a non-medical children. Yes, you take good care of your children. Na America had the same thing. Akwada no ye wait me pick a house phone. Na wa free police say wo ha no nti. O me busa di intra wo tete no fi wo tabo no. Children and young persons receive protection against exposure to physical and moral hazards. Physical hazard, adwuma de man kwada ni ye ofi, akwada ni konsu, okoton tofe, osompa no, or ade kyen oson ebo. E say adwuma ye de man kwada no ye na be physical and a moral hazard. Until we have to make sure we protect children. If you are there and somebody is putting children through such behavior, it is against the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana that children are, physically and emotionally abused that way. So let us be mindful of that. The protection and advancement of a family as a unit of society are safeguarded and promoted of the interests of the children. Not just say, answer make up say our dear awo ade. It's all about the children. You came together because you want to, and make children. And on top of that, the Ghana Constitution is making it clear. Article number 28. Article number 28, clause 1, section E, is making it clear that ebusua ho nsensem bia no a aman panyimfo de ba bontre no ene eho mra e make sure say ya dey protect enkoda no interest first. So let us get that very clear. Article 28, clause 2. Every child has the right to be protected from engaging in work that constitute a threat to his or her education and development. Edwumaden man kwada no daachen aye basa no. Emra no ekasetia. Edwumaden ni edwuma basa ye den kwada no ye omuko school kro muntimi nsua de no. Emra ekasetia. Clause 3. A child shall not be subject to torture or yen torture kwada no punishment ni ade ade. Ota ba ofia. Na chesa kwada no eye bone. Inti sa kwada no eye bone no. it means you are not doing something right. Inti na koda no ye boni. Ebi ana koda no so usua. You say like father like son, like mother like daughter. Maybe you ba no ye stubborn. There be a ujimi ma obo no because onso sa na bi a onso ujimi. What you say? Teacher ni child na koda na bon. Na there be obo akoda no school man. That is not the right way to discipline the child. Make sure you teach them the right way so that they will understand the material before you beat them in school. What you say? So beating of children and child labor, yeah, Mama Ebony, also Mama Ebony, yeah, and child labor is, prohibited. No child shall be deprived by any other person of the medical treatment, education, or any other socio-economic benefit for reasons only of religious or other beliefs. Nti sɛ akwadaa ne ba bi kɔ sukuu ene computer system aba yɛsɛ nana akɔfoɔ do sɛ online portal bi kora yɛsan lankyere nansen no yɛma nkwadaa no nkɔ sukuu no mu nya so ndwe nkɔsua deɛ ɔba kɔ sukuu na sukuu na computer de ma no ɛno na ɔba no pɛ sɛ wɔkɔ in the free education system na kɔduru hɔ na sukuu mufoɔ no ɔmo yɛ kululu ɔmo yɛ kataso mu so wohwɛ ne sɛ corruption bi yɛ abɛ mu a ntempa na refer them to article number 28 clause number 4. Say Ghana mra ema ho kwan say oba ne timi ko sukuu bia o qualify emum no so omo pese omo si oba ne kwan a onso do omo be fa mra kwan so. What you say? For the purpose of this article ena mamenta de ena asori bi so ha omo build school enipa bi ko ha yesi ende ye ma na because e bia osom bosom nti on de onko Christopher school on de bia onye nkremu ni nti nkremufo na ties a Ghana ya building nkremufo school onye nkremu ni ayema nko bi. What be this school there? So who say it is a school for the whole country. It is not only for religious grounds. So moya sadena moya because it's against the constitution. Every child has every right to attend anything that has the name school, anything that has the name hospital, medical treatment in education. The akwadaa bi atemi enjoy be adie bi ope because onye no 18 years and we decided to person here. Atiase tikakra person kwachi. For the purpose of this article, child means persons below the age of 18 years. In the constitution, I'm not clear say abofra eubia or less than 18 years. What you say? Article 29, the rights of disabled persons. Disabled persons have the obia what did them. Disabled eubia what did them. We bafine neniefra like the bia na sonsi and I say one ni pedriano ho atochima in one way or the other. Now, Article 29, rights of disabled persons. 1, Clause 1. Disabled persons have the right to live with their family members or with foster parents and to participate in social, creative, and recreational activities. Obia the demo and say yapono. You have to welcome them among all gatherings. We have to welcome them in all social organizations, and they have the right to live with their families, or we can get a foster parents for such children. You see what I'm saying? Clause 2. A disabled person shall not be subject to differential treatment in respect of his residence other than that required by his condition or by the improvement which may be derived from the treatment. Into Wuhana, Ebiana na adwene mu kan wabodam. Nti ya chechirem because they are going through medical treatment. But when you disabled, now on now or normal, you have no right to restrict them. What you say? So that is when we begin to apply our common sense. And to be a disabled person, you don't restrict them, you don't discriminate them. So that is exactly what it's talking about. 3. If the stay of a disabled person in a specialized establishment is indispensable, the environment and the living condition there shall be as close as possible to those close of his normal life of a person of his age. Until this obi oho na we ba fine. Na ye de omo ko baby obi oho na nani afra. The fact ya nani afra no, they are entitled to any living standards the same as their non-disabled age mates. Into wadamfo bi a wadi dem no, treatment bi a you treating no should be the same as who need them. And so you will go with age groups. What you say? Disabled persons shall be protected against all exclusions, all regulations, and all treatments of discriminatory, abusive, or degrading nature. Obi timi de obi a wayɛ bafan edidi n'atam. Obi timi de obi obi a wadi dɛm no, otimi de ɛdɛm die no ɛto ne pɛ. Otimi de didi n'atam. Wogyina hɔ no obi ani afira. Na obi de didi n'atam a sɛ wotimi hunu no sɛ saa ade no etia Ghana mmara, especially Ghana asɔfoɔ na ɛtaa yɛ saa. Wotimi de bɔne bi a wotimi aka sɛ obi enya asotwe because of say oyi nipa bɔne for. You have no right to judge say obi ebi a n'ani afira na ebi a bɔne bi a wadi so akatua na wanya nti na wodi gyina TV station so edi preach. What you say? You have no right say obi a condition ebe gyina bɔnten e preach. What you say? You have to protect their rights. You have to protect their privacy. More among disabled for edgy sika ewu TV so any Facebook ni ade no. You should also be mindful of that. That is called preferential treatment discrimination. Do not discriminate them, even though we did them, by find some ways and means of protecting their privacy. You put them on the internet and you end up getting all the money, and the money that you get, mujigu mobile money accounts mu we are na matoto e mo ne anwa ene sedi akoma disable for na mo de aka ni na etwa mo no na nsen mo na mo ble kora ba bontene be ka se sika bia Kofi adoma mo jeje se o mo de boa no no afi de wan hunu so Kofi mo no de ne jeje sika wie ene wo mo koja ni si akwantin fi asese ye se wasan aboda mo to se mo na mo ble no a ebire bi atwa mo Kofi TV mo kofa no no se mo na mo bless Kofi TV mo de ne make iska de omo sa sisika no omo nya no ko omo de bi to car ne laptops ne ade a eno da nche no omo wie omo hu se omo ne they are taking advantage of disability personnel to enrich themselves on the media. Obi a wono wa disable no eno obi time de ne jisika wo TV so enam so hu se nipa na di dem a bia wontimi track sika sem no nti no na obeje be 1 million na wa ma nipa ne be bi 10 Ghana. What you say? So let us be very mindful of that. Special incentives. Proceedings. Okay, clause 5. In any judicial proceedings which a disabled person is a party, the legal procedure applied shall take into consideration his physical and mental condition. Inti ukokotwa se asimbiba na obi a wodi dem ka ho a se otimufo no behunu kwan a obesi aye consider nipa na dwene oka simbia na mamon sresre wo mon so wo sre na se oka simbi kwa wo mfa ne serious. You should feel the condition they are feeling. You should put yourself in their shoes and feel, at least feel how they feel a little bit, and stop laughing and making fun of them. When it serious matters, take their conditions into consideration. Now, as far as practicable, every clause number 6 under Article 29 American, as far as practicable, every place to which the public has access shall have appropriate facilities for disabled persons. And America also be do by near disabled parking. Na parking permit in a came no akako parking ho. Store no or more parking spot and a bench store no more. Because no one to be parking with children won't see nante. What you are saying, you have to consider these people as well. Baby, you could grow. And I know Nigeria for bar. Ghana ya call Baba ya sponsor the Monko Hebo. You see, na baby, or more did them so better. Disabled persons, baby, on better. Baby, or more wheelchair, modu wheelchair. Ebeka continental no mun so etimi akọ support to Ghana na ayefefefe. The fact ya won di dem no nchese enu nti ye yi omo free Ghana. Timesre mama yen hye saa enema no nyina enso. The government should make provisions for all of this so that we can accommodate our disabled citizens in the country for their ensuring their comfort so that they will not feel neglected from the economy of Ghana. Clause number 7, Article 29. Special incentives shall be given. I heard hear me no. Special incentives shall be given to disabled persons engaged in business and also to business organizations that employ disabled persons in significant numbers. Enipa bi a wɔpra na mmara ma ho kwan sɛ ɛyɛ sɛ aban mu no amanyɔfoɔ, especially in what they say metropolitan level no, Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Takoradi Metropolitan Assembly. We have Metropolitan Assembly all over the world. In case of somebody who live in Accra, AME for and Accra Metropolitan Assembly, to me making incentives to be disabled personnel. Our at our Pesuanoso, or more community no. Esa yitimi make na yede sa we say na ekusi assemblyman na so. Nti assemblyman ena obetimi aboa na ya chisika na masafo no because omo woni locality. What is omo woni locality? Nti na esa yetimi boa na disabled for no so no bi kura wheelchair. And so omo nye disabled enya so many benefit. Omo di dem so de na be ma omo ebi obe hia wheelchair. Ebi every year bia or one time or 1 point I will be to media wheelchair every year bia no aban provide we and every 5 years bia will be to akwa baako because na yetimi keep woman so happy. You see what I'm saying? And incentives sikasem ese mo sika kakra hye wo mo and so mo tena kwan ho sika because wo man eti gold so eti oil and diamond and so obi ko tena bontene kwa ko sika mama yemfasa hanu hia me pa special incentives ene nipa biara obema ninu bia wadi dem adwuma ye ebi nipa no wo ye ba fine de but obi afa ne se wonye adwuma ontra ne store entonton ne mama no obi afa ne se wonne ne be pama de obi afa ne se esi na na akofo ado obi shoe factory yama na adwuma se wonye adwuma o shoe factory ho. The organization employing disabled persons shall also be given money so that they can protect and accommodate these disabled persons in their organization. It's the economic right of the people with disability. Clause number 8 of Article 29. Parliament shall enact such laws as are necessary to ensure the enforcement of the provisions of this article. Nti ewo mremu. What you say? Ewo mremu dada. Nti ye so say ese ubia de adwuma na omo di dem ubia de ehu etono. Article number 30. The rights of the sick. We o adwuma mo yade na edabi kwa ese ukusuku ba na we yade exam no ye ne yekoya ma okwan ma wanye even though na we yade nti a person who by reason of sickness or any other cause is unable to give his consent shall not be deprived by any other person of medical treatment, education, or any other socio-economic benefit for reasons only of religious or other beliefs. Nti do not based on religious grounds. Na wakasi ni person esidie ebi a wayade wontime nkasa. Nti nya ade a ye behwe no yade. Obi time kokko no che hospital. Yesi bia wonte brofo. Uni wanya onipa bi ode na eba ho. Anase bia ye hwe na the condition is very very severe. By nipa na wayare na wasan ko hospital no. Ombema na tena hwa ma yade ni mo ayeden. Ansa na yede na kwa akoto empafia bi so emergency ho. Mesre mo mama ye nwene ayarefo ho. Why? Ena inipa no a oye yarefo no so no. Education bi a wo suku mu ese mu hu mutimi accommodate no in some way. Or the excuse letter basel make sure that you get the medical letter. Doctor cry or conversation no say doctor no assign letter no. Na eye clear on file see ni person say wo yade. Na bia yade see na da no so nti bia every week bia wo call medical treatment. Every week bia wo call therapy. So that you put it in your file and you based on that and you try to accommodate such person. What you say? Nti that is education. That is Article 30 of the Ghana Constitution. It has only one clause. So that is it. Next one we will do the emergency of powers, which has we say. So I love you all. Yeah.